So, hi everyone. Thank you everyone for attending, and I hope that you will have an interesting and full of interesting talks time. I will introduce the first speaker for today. Sadly, she is not able to attend, but thankfully we got the talk in a video. We will play for you. So I will first introduce her. Her name is Sandrika Chetty. She is a talent advisor. She graduated from Cape Town Psychology, and she followed her passion of uplifting people and society. She started her career as a project coordinator at research for a Dream Foundation. Then she helped children with life-threatening illness to live out their dreams. She joined her latest company, OfferZen, as a talent advisor, and she is coaching, advising, and supporting technical talented to find their dream job. Outside of her office, she is actually she is always practicing yoga, and she's meditating and running. Please now join me watching the video. I hope you will learn something out of it. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sandrika, a tech talent advisor at OfferZen. I'm sorry I couldn't be here today for the live session, but thank you for the opportunity to record today's presentation. I'm super excited to share some key insights in tech hiring. If you have any questions after this presentation, feel free to pop me a message on my LinkedIn profile and I'll be happy to answer them. But before I get into my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I have completed my honors in psychology and I'm really passionate about empowering individuals. I've worked in NPOs like the Reach for a Dream Foundation, and today representing OfferZen, I continue this passion. I hope through this presentation, I'm able to empower you in your tech career. As a talent advisor, I work with a range of tech talent, from graduates who are entering the marketplace for the first time to senior developers with 15 plus years worth of development experience. I coach, I advise, and I support them throughout their job search. You now must be wondering, what is OfferZen all about? OfferZen is a tech marketplace that has flipped the traditional recruitment model, where instead of you applying for a job directly to a company is now reaching out to you in the form of an interview request and with an upfront salary amount. How the whole process begins is firstly you creating a profile. So on this profile, you indicate what kind of company you would like to work for, what kind of role you're keen to get into, as well as it gives you the opportunity to show off your skills that you have gained through upskilling, studies, and work experience. We also indicate your preferred salary on your profile so that both you and the company are on the same page from the beginning, which is often an awkward and difficult conversation that generally happens at the end of a hiring process. Once your profile is complete, we make it visible to companies. And if a company likes what they see, they then send you an interview request with that upfront salary amount. You then decide who you want to interview with. All we ask is that you communicate thoroughly throughout. The joy here is that the uncertainty of is this company interested in me or not is taken away because the company reached out to you from the onset. So considering all of this, today's agenda is looking at the impact that COVID-19 has had on the tech hiring scene, then navigating this new hiring process, taking a deep dive into hiring managers, what they are looking for, and then sharing with you some practical tips on job searching. So COVID and tech recruiting. What has been the massive changes that have happened in the marketplace? How has COVID made an impact on tech hiring? The market has become so oversaturated that things are more competitive than it has ever been before. There's a surplus of applicants for open positions. We have the active job seekers that have lost their jobs during COVID that are now looking for jobs, as well as the passive job seekers that are looking for more of that perfect fit. There's a demand as well for more specific roles, such as cloud-based roles, cybersecurity-based roles, and data science-based roles, because these roles are required now to assist companies as they work remotely. There's an increase in demand for remote working and flexible working hours from developers themselves. And then there's more diversity entering the marketplace. Those who had home or childcare obligations are now able to enter the workforce because they're able to work from home. And companies are reducing risk. So they will not hire you if they're unsure of you because they cannot afford the cost of a bad decision. So with all these changes that have happened in tech hiring, how do you make yourself stand out? There are 3 things that hiring managers are looking for, but they're also expecting a little bit more. In order to make yourself stand out, you've got to, 1, show up fully and do your research. You cannot enter an interview without having any prior knowledge about the company's vision, mission, or product and expect to proceed further. You may be technically brilliant, but culture fit is such an important aspect in remote hiring these days. That said, of course, having a strong technical ability remains essential. Making sure you're devoting enough time, energy, and effort in the tech hiring process is so important. So this means not doing your tech assessment in between a lunch break or a meeting, but giving it enough time and energy. And then also showing up and showing that you are passionate about the role and the company you are being interviewed for. And demonstrating this through research and asking questions and showing that you would actually be a great addition to the team. So we're living in interesting times with COVID, and this has affected how we hire people and how we onboard people in this remote world. Hiring managers have access to a global talent pool. So you as a candidate are competing across borders against the best of the best for the first time. Interviews are happening remotely via phone call or Zoom, Google Hangout, and then remote onboarding is now happening. So when you're joining a new job, there's little to no in-person contact and support when it comes to starting up at a new position. So what are the remote keys to success? It may sound simple, but number 1 is strong internet connection. The last thing you want to do is trying to convince a hiring manager of why you would be a good fit for a role in a robotic voice, or asking them to repeat a question multiple times because you constantly are being cut off. Number 2, over-prepare. Preparation will allow you to be clear about how you would be a good fit for the role because of the knowledge and prep you've done around the company and the role itself. It will also enable you to ask more targeted and impressive questions, which will show the hiring manager that you are keen and excited about this opportunity. And then communication. It's arguably the most important aspect of remote hiring. It's what's going to convert opportunities into a job. You need to be clear about your communication. So communicate with energy and excitement. I know in the remote world it's really difficult to convey that sort of excitement because it's hard to read an audience. But in whatever way possible, showing that through thank you messages after an interview, when you receive an assessment and the ball's in your court about submitting it, communicating with the company about when you expect to hand it in, or when there's been a delay. Just the communication shows that you are super keen about this opportunity. So now some practical tips. First things first, think long term. So if you're entering the job market for the first time and you see yourself going into an engineering team lead position one day or an architect position one day, think about that plan and work backwards. You want to ensure that the first opportunity that you're going into is going to allow you the opportunity to grow, to take on projects, to lead teams, to be in a mentorship program, to take on risks and swim in the deep end. Don't be blinded by a big salary, because a big salary does not always mean you're going to get growth. And often when you start off with a big salary, it's going to be really difficult to move from one job to the next because you're starting off so high. So don't be blinded by that. 2, value your work environment. Company culture is so important. Do your due diligence and find out about the company's culture, how they deal with work-life balance. Ask to speak to current and former employees. You're going to be entering into this work environment, and it's really important that you get a clear idea of what you're stepping yourself into. And lastly, be patient and resilient with yourself. The job search journey is truly an emotional roller coaster. So lean on the support of friends and family. It does take time. Sometimes it may happen very quickly for you. Sometimes it may take a while for you to find the opportunity of your dreams. Be patient and just trust that timing is everything. So my final thought is that good enough is not good enough anymore. Hiring managers are looking for someone who's going to love working for their team, and that they're going to work well with their team and blend into their culture. So you've got to do everything you can to stand out. I hope that this presentation has been insightful for you and your tech career in this pandemic and post-pandemic world. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Sandrika, for the talk. We'll head for a short break, then we'll continue with our next speaker.